Welcome back. So right now in my response body, I'm actually returning a video right here. What if I didn't want it to look like this? What if I didn't want the ID to be in there? What if I didn't want the genre to be in there? That might be a reason. Maybe it was a password I wanted to hide. We need to talk about how we can actually pass data into our response bodies, but also our request bodies, and how we can now control exactly what's going to go into the body in both of these areas. And let's do that by actually talking about something called Data Transfer Objects, DTOs. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and change the response body, so instead of returning all of this, it's only going to return these three pieces of information right here. Now let's actually try and go to our code to do it. First of all, the easy answer would be something like this. Let's just go and create a video like this, var video. That's the video I will get from that read by ID. And let's actually call the video so we can see that and then return it. Now, if I said I don't want to return all the information, we could of course just go in here and create a new video like this, new video, and there we go, and just pass in the information we needed. So at the ID should just be nothing right now, or I can just remove it completely. I only want the title to be in here, and that'll be the video.title, and I want the storyline to be in here, so that would be video.storyline. And I would like the date to be in here, so let's just say date is release date, there we go, video.release date. Now this would be one solution, but you'll notice when I run this now, notice all I'm doing is just I'm converting it from the video into a new video type where I kind of say I only want these three properties in here, right? Let's see what happens when we restart this, because I might as well just tell you right away, this is not, it's a solution, but it'll still return a lot of properties that are null or zero that I don't even want in my reply right here, because I said I don't want genre and I don't want an ID. So let's try and run back and execute the same code right here. Boom. Oh, there's no video 4. Oh my God. Let's just create a video real quickly. Execute, execute. There we go. Let's actually execute so we get 4 videos. There we go. And I'll just execute this again and boomy, you'll get a video right here. And notice, even though I didn't ask for an ID, I still get an ID of null. And even though I didn't ask for a genre, I still get a genre of null. So if we want to be very precise on what we actually return, if we want to be specific right here, we have a few choices. We can create a DTO for this specific request right here, or we can create a general DTO for sending data between a front end and a back end. In my case, I'm going to be extremely specific, and I'm going to say for the get by ID DTO, I only want to return these three things right here. So let's just try and do it. I'll go back, I'll create a new folder, and the folder will be created all the way up here in the web API. I'll add a new folder, a directory. Let's just see if we can find it. And I'll just call it DTOs, like this, uppercase DTOs. And then in there, I'll actually add a new area. Let's make another directory called videos, because I will end up with a few video DTOs. And the first one I want to make is, again, I'll add a new class right here. And let's just call it get by ID DTO. And actually, let's add get video by ID DTO. And again, this is a very specific class. I'm adding it right here. There we go, I'll add it. And now we have a new class. It's just a class, okay? There's no magic here, it's just a class. It's just to kind of map exactly how I want that response body to look like, okay? I want it to have a title. So let's just make a property. I'll write prop, I'll tap, and I'll put in, it's going to be a string, and it's going to be a title, like this. I will add another prop, I'll do a tap, I'll write string, I'll do storyline, like this, and let's just put lowercase l, and I'll add another prop, and I'll add a date time, which is going to be the release date. Release date. These are all the things that I need in my setup right here in order to know what I want for a video when I'm getting all the videos by ID. We might change this later, but that's what I want right now when I'm getting a video by ID. So I'll jump into my video controller again, and instead of creating a new video right here, I'll just create a new video by ID DTO. There we go. Now I didn't put in storyline with uppercase, so I'll just go and do that actually. It should have an uppercase. I'm not sure. Storyline, isn't that like one word? Okay, you can figure that out. You can just Google it and laugh at me because I don't know right now. There we go. So now we have an OK request, and we changed this. So now we are only sending back the exact data that I want with my get by ID. So let's try and restart the server just to show you the difference right here. This is the old solution where we got back both an ID as null and a genre as null and then the information we wanted. That was a waste of space, right? We don't want all this information. And still, even though this is a very simple example, there's still a lot of information right here that we don't need. So if you had a bigger example, it would be probably with a lot more information that you didn't want in your solution. Let's try and execute this now. Again, I need a couple of videos, so let's just execute that first. Now we have enough videos. Let's just try and execute this guy now. Boom. We get back the video and notice I'm only getting back the response data that I want. So that was it for get by ID with a DTO. Let's make another DTO right away. Let's actually make one with post where we don't put in the ID and we don't put in the genre right now, just to kind of show you. So I'll jump back to my code. I'll go and make a new DTO. Don't worry, I'll do it as fast as I can. Go and make a class. I'll do a post video DTO like this. I'll add it to my GitHub. What do I want? Well, if I want to post something right here, I would like to have, let's just go to the video class. I don't want the ID and I don't want the genre right now. So I only want these three things in my post video DTO. There we go. I'll add the date time. Boom. Now we have a post video DTO. Go to the video controller and just put that in here in the video controller. Post. There it is. Instead of getting a video now, I'll get a post video DTO. There we go. And now notice it complains that I don't know how to make a post video DTO into a video. So what I'll do is I'll make a new video right here. Like this, and of course you can make converters for this and we'll look into that later. And actually let's change that video name into DTO just so that it's easy to see that this is actually not a video anymore, it's actually a video DTO. So we'll put in DTO like this. There we go, it refactors it for me and that's all I had to do. Now let's try and run this again. So rerun. Now here's the cool thing, because it now is a video DTO, Swagger will also only display the things that are inside a video DTO. So that's a pretty neat thing right here. Let's try and go to the code and let's just try and refresh the page. Go to the post and now you'll notice it only needs those three information, so I can do it try it out and now I can do an execute right away. There we go. I don't have to change anything. And it still creates the ID for me when it returns in the response. But of course you could also go and change that later on if you wanted to. So that's it for this lesson. Now you learned about DTO, Data Transfer Objects. And even though it might look like we have to do even more code now, it's a way for us to decide exactly what we want to get from a request and exactly what we want to send back as a response, right? So that's what DTO is all about. See you next time.